Good morning, all. After understanding a process of research, the step by step process of research in the previous class, let me understand the types of research today. There are types of research divided on the basis of for what we are conducting a research. So, the very first one is classified as based on purpose. The research type is based on a purpose. So in that very first is exploratory research, otherwise it is also called as formulative research. The very purpose of this research is, or this type of research is, where the previous study is not conducted properly. And where there is no exploration of more information regarding one particular fact and it is not known to anybody, in order to seek a such kind of a insight and in order to make more investigation on that particular aspect, but this is not done previously. Okay, so they are done a small investigation, a bit of investigation, but there is no exploring a fact about knowing a particular thing. So the researcher is going to take care about exploring more and more information about the particular aspects, and is going to formulate a new concept and the theories based on some hypothesis. Okay, so that is called exploratory research. Exploratory research means basic objective to explore the unknown fact that are not previously defined. That was, so it was not previously defined properly. In order to define it proper manner, the researcher is going to dig more and more information. And the second one is descriptive research, otherwise it is called as statistical research. So what exactly this descriptive research talks, in the sense it is going to answer this all questions. We are going to call it as research questions: who, what, when, where and how. Who, what, when, where and how. So all these questions are going to be answered in this particular descriptive study. So I quoted an example there: to examine the cause behind a specific kind of diseases in a particular area. To examine the cause behind a specific kind of diseases in a particular area. So for this particular example, all these questions are going to be answered: who did it, what is a reasons for doing this, when it happened, where it happened and how it happened. To answer for all these questions, the descriptive type of research is going to be conducted. Next one is casual research, otherwise it is also called as experimental or analytical research. The facts and figures are already available. In this research, the facts and figures are already available to make a critical evaluation how it is going to make an impact on some other aspect, means how dependent variables are going to be changed because there is a change in independent variable. So it is going to explain the cause relationship between two variables, that is independent variables and dependent variables. I quoted example here: to evaluate new teaching technique for teaching mathematics in comparison to the standard teaching method. So we are going to make a comparison of existing teaching method with the teacher who is using the advanced tool to teach a particular mathematics subject. So the previously done the chapters and how the teachers are using a new tools and how it is going to make an impact on the learner. For this particular aspect, we are going to use a casual research, making a strong statement here: dependent variables and independent variables. Next is based on process or based on action. The research type is based on process or based on action. We are having a two types. First one is qualitative research and second one is quantitative research. What exactly qualitative research? Qualitative research we cannot express in terms of numbers or quality. We cannot express it is in terms of a number. It is going to be expressed only in terms of quality or kind. So how it is going to be useful in the research, in the sense we are going to make a research of human behavior, attitude, culture and experience. So all these are going to be make a research using a qualitative research. So a quoted example here: a marketing research conducted to collect the data regarding a taste and preferences, how the buyer is going to be behave. So behavior is good or behavior is bad. So that good, how much is good, we cannot make it in a number. So how much is a bad, we cannot make it in a number. So that good and bad, how the attitudes are going to be evaluated, cultures, experience and behavior are evaluated in the sense using a qualitative research. So later part we can convert this qualitative research into quantitative research. Okay, so the quantitative research, so it is a measurement of quantity and amount. The name itself quotes that it is a quantitative research. The measurements are going to be done in terms of quantity and number. So it is applicable to a phenomena that can be expressed in terms of quantity. Means take an example of sales volume. Sales volume, the number of survey conducted using telephone, using personal interview, using web survey. So it all this can be expressed in terms of number. 10 telephone call I did, 10 personal interview I can did, 10 web survey I did. So all this can be expressed in terms of number and quantity. Sales volume also, so this year we are done 10 ton of sales of a particular product. So that is also can be expressed in terms of numbers. So that is why it is called as a quantitative research. So based on process and action we are having two. One is qualitative research, another one is quantitative research. And the next type is based on outcome. Research type is based on outcome. Here also we are having a two types. First one is basic research. Basic research is also called as a pure research or fundamental research. This research is derived by a scientist's curiosity or interest of a individual scientific question. Okay, so it is going to conduct it not just because of discovering some new thing. It is just conducted to upgrade your knowledge and may take a more insight on that particular topic and object. For that particular research, the fundamental type of research is going to be applicable to expand individual knowledge and to expand in to create something more insight about that particular concept. For that reason the basic research are going to be conducted. So take example, if you want to know how did the universe begin, so that is your self interest. And how the language is originated, that is your self interest. You are not going to propose any theories and the concept in your research, you are going to upgrade your knowledge. That is called as a basic or fundamental research. Just for knowledge sake you are going to conduct this research. And the next type based on outcome is applied research. Other many names of applied research is practical research, need based research and action based research. So it is just opposite to your fundamental research, where they are you are upgrading your knowledge but you are not going to propose any new thing to the world by doing a research. But here this particular research are going to be conducted to seek a particular solution to a particular problem. Applied research is going to be used to find a solution to everyday problems. take example a curing a illness and development of innovative technology for making a production process in an industry. So all this, rather acquiring a knowledge, this research is going to be conducted to develop some new theories, develop some new technology, and develop some new scientific methods to a world. So this is called as a applied research. I quoted example here. Applied research may investigate ways to improve agricultural crop production. So we are having a existing system of the agricultural practice, but how the crop production can be improved, it may be making adaptation of a new technology, do a research on that, and you can suggest some technologies can be adopted in a agricultural sector. And the next one is treat or cure a specific diseases, and this is a time of corona COVID-19. So this is also going to be type of applied research here. Many doctors, many surgeons are finding a way to identify a suitable medicine or suitable drug to cure this particular coronavirus. So this can be implemented and this can be applied. Rather acquiring a knowledge, it is going to be practiced in a day-to-day activity. So that is called as a applied research. And the next concept is based on a nature. Research type is based on a nature. We are having a two type here, theoretical research and empirical research. The name itself tells that theoretical research, in the sense we are going to do only the collection of data through secondary sources. We are not going to collect a primary data or first hand information to do our research. Whatever the data is already available as a secondary sources, it may be a newspaper, journal, article, or any other sources of information, website, internets and all. So using only such sources of information, and we are going to draw our conclusions, and we are going to conclude our research. It is completely based on reviewing of the existing literatures. So example I quoted here, a company is conducting a research on employees on their motivation level based on Maslow's need theory. So need theory is already existed, and we are going to make a implication of that, how employees are motivated to do their performance in a organization. And next is empirical research. Empirical research, it is based on experience and observation. Based on experience and observation. So it is experience and observation means definitely we need to collect the primary data. Based on the data collected by us, we are going to prove that set hypotheses are right or wrong. So this is a completely a fresh study. The researcher is going to identify a problem, define a problem, set an objectives, and start collecting the data by defining a sampling size and sampling technique. So completely fresh informations are going to be collected by him. The sources of informations are primary data. Whatever the tools available, he is going to collect the primary data, and then he is going to conclude the research. So next type is research is based on logic. Research is based on logic. Again, here we are having a two types of research. One is deductive research, and next one is inductive research. Deductive research is a study in which conceptual and theoretical structure is developed and then tested by empirical observation. Take a serious note on this. Conceptual and theoretical structure is already developed, and then it is tested by empirical observation. So theory of Maslow's we are having already. The theory is existed. The conceptual and theory is already existed. We are going to make a observation in a empirical environment. Means in a previous slide I showed that how employees are getting motivated in order to perform in an organization relating to theories of Maslow. So here also theories of motivation, how the employees are going to get motivate themselves in order to perform in an organization. So theory is already there, only the application is required. After application, observation is done and the inferences are drawn towards to this particular research. And next one is inductive research, and this is very much specifically this told study in which theory is developed by empirical reality. So your theory is going to be developed by conducting some primary data collection. That is why it is going to call as a inductive research. Any theory, any concepts are going to be drawn after doing a empirical study only. Here we quoted an example that production level goes down after 2 hours of the shift, and you conclude that production levels vary with a length of time worked. So here the observation what we are going to conduct a research is the production process are not going to be same for all the hour. It is going to be vary from 1 hour to another hour. So by observing that, by applying some primary tools of collection data, you are going to draw an inference that production level is always not uniform in one organization. It is going to be vary from hour to hour, how the employees are going to be perform, and number of hour worked by the individual students, individual employees. So these are all basic types of research, what we understood till now. Next we have significance of research. Significance or the importance of the research. What are the importance of the research in general? Okay, so research is necessarily required for the current environment or dynamic environment. Without research, any sectors are not going to be sustained for the long hours. So how it is going to make an impact and how it is important for everyone's life? Very first one is those who are a student. Those who are student who are to write a master's or PhD thesis, research may a careerism. Okay, in order to develop their career, they take up a research as a study. Okay, so in order to get high position in a society, they are going to take up the research in as a students. So okay, so in order to get higher position and to take care of their own career, people are going to take up the research. So that is the importance in the level of students. And the next is professionals. So professionals also, it is a mean of livelihood. It is a mean of livelihood. They have to do the research, they need to update on daily basis or some periodical basis, and whatever the new thing they identify, they need to contribute to the society. That is their career actually, to make a research, and in order to make a report whatever the research done by them, they are called as a professional researcher. And next is for the philosophers and the thinkers, what and how research is important for them. It is for philosopher, for them research means a new idea or it is a new insight. So they are going to think in that way. Research is something, a new idea we are going to gain and learn, and some new insight we are going to gain about a particular event or particular object. Okay, so for literally men and women, to literary men and women, research may be the development of new style and creative work. So this is where the importance of the research is going to be vary from person to person, because we are not having a uniformity of our own nature, our own dignities, and our own level of professions na life. We are having a different role, and we are having a diversified role to play as a student, as a professional, philosophers, and the literary men and women. We are going to play a role. So it is going to change its importance according to the role of individual in a society. And a common importance, how research is going to become a more important to an organization. We have something to discuss here. First one is recognize potential opportunities and the threats in a market. So organization is going to conduct a research in order to know what are the available opportunities and what are the threats are going to be coming in front of us in a future days, and how to maintain how to tackle this particular obstacle, making a planning, making a strategy, taking some crucial decision. For all this aspect, for the development aspects of the organization, it is going to conduct a research identifying opportunity as well as the threats towards to the organization. Next one is assessment of problems and opportunity. So it is going to assess how the existing problem or upcoming problem having a serious impact on the organization, and how opportunities are feasible to the organization. If it is, it can be negligible one, or it is really feasible one to have a more impact on the organization. In order to decide upon that one, that feasibility, the research are going to be conducted. Selection of best alternative action. So when we are identifying opportunities, threats and all, we'll be finding a number of alternatives to solve that particular threats or challenges or dynamic environment. So research are going to be provide a way to a people to opt a best alternative actions available, which could be more having more impact on a development of our organization and safeguarding our organization in a market environment. And the last one is analyzing the competition. Of course, nobody will come and tell in front of you, we are the competitors, this is the competition we are giving, and this is how our strategy and all. So you need to do the research and you need to collect the information about your competitors, how tough your competitors are, and what are the strategies I need to develop in order to tackle such kind of a competitors in a market environment. So these are some importance or the significance of the research in a organization environment. Apart from importance, the research having its own limitations also. So after discussing so many aspects regarding a research, meaning definition, process, type, importance and all, research is not so easy process. It is having its own limitation, either it comes for individual or group of individual. Take example, a lack of fund. So in order to conduct a research, you need a fund, correct? Without fund, without a value, without shelling out your own money, research process cannot be going forward. You need to investigate something, you need to examine something, you need to find out the answer to a question. For all this aspect, you need to collect the data, you need to make analysis of a data. Everything involves cost in a research process. So some people may not be finding a fund, even though they are having a problems and the issues, they may not having a fund to go forward in order to conduct a research. And the next one is no centralized database. So the research are going to be conducted based on both primary data collection and the secondary data collection. So both the sources of informations are not centralized, because relating to my research topic or my research problem, my respondents may scattered around the globe. That is why it is called as no centralized data. We are not going to collect data from one particular location, and we cannot generalize the output for a particular problem. So data collection, database management, it is not centralized, it is decentralized in nature. Next one is no coordination among the researchers. Of course, probably that is the major problem we are finding in our Indian country. We are not having a much coordination, not only in a lower level of doing a research, in a professional level, in a philosopher level also. The sharing of information is not happening, and exactly no coordination, the research work is not completing. And the next is lack of library management. So those who are done, that is what in beginning of the chapter we are telling, that research should be properly documented, correct, so those who are done a research in the previous years, they may not be maintain a proper records or the documentation of the research what they have done. So because technology matters also, much of the paperwork done by them, they may not be properly maintain a documentation. So the base for carry forwarding of any research is based on a research or the study previously done. So that is not sufficiently available for the researcher to carry out their research further. They need to conduct a research right from the beginning. So that is also one of the major problem. Duplication of the work is happening. In the absence of ethics in research, everybody will not do the research for the research sake. So some set of people are there, those who are not contributing properly for the term of research. They'll take very lightly, they are going to involved in some unethical practices, and they want to have a shortcut in their life to reach a particular position, higher position, and to develop their careerism in their life. They may not be following the ethics of conducting a research. They'll be finding some shortcut and involved in unethical aspects and produce some flaw full of information and false statements in their reports, facts and figures in their reports, which may lead for a wrong notation or notion to a particular research people. And the next one is lack of proper contact between research department, and that is self-explained. Research, we are having many research department. So society, we are having management, we are having business, we are having sports, culture, every department we are having. They may not be having a proper coordination, proper contact between them in order to take a research without a flaw. So that is the one of the limitation the research is facing. So next one is no trust on researcher. So here where the ethics are not practiced by the research, if they are not given a false statement or the false report to the society, some people not going to be trust the researcher themselves, correct, so when the bad replication is done by some people, how the trust is going to be built on a people those who are really doing a research. So no trust on the researcher. Next one is lack of skilled researchers. Lack of skilled researcher. Here also research is something, doing an investigation, digging more information, taking more insight. You should have some patience and you should have some understanding level to conduct the research. If it is not happening properly, what exactly happening, and you are not having a skill to manage your research process, definitely we are lagging behind conducting a research, how to conduct a research. Next one is data manipulation, and of course the research is costly when compared to I'm not going to compare any field, which field is costly, which field is cost effective, which field is not having cost at all. We involve some cost to conduct any research in any sector or any field. So research is quite costly, and data manipulation is going to be happen when you are not following a research ethics. So these are some of the limitations when you are going to start with the research you are going to face in a process of research. So these are some list of limitation. So today we discuss types of research and the significance of research and the limitations of research. Any doubts, you can call me back or you can drop me a message for a personal window. Thank you all.